Well, hello there, my bowfishing brethren. Another bowfishing trip on May 3rd, 2021 in the Sebring area. And that's in Saginaw Bay, Michigan. Probably one of the largest areas of water and a very diverse line of species that you can shoot, especially the early part of the year. On this particular trip, I just had a bunch of troubles. I was off. The whole thing was just, it felt left-handed, I guess you could say. You know, I usually have like this literally dress sock with a hole cut in it that I tie to my the aluminum pole that holds this GoPro Hero camera. On this particular one, I think it's my regular GoPro Hero 3. I have the exposure set at a +1 and the white balance set at 5,000. You can see that the cord's in the way here too. You know, one of the things later on, the power ended up dropping out because the cord couldn't basically properly seat into the camera and stay in there. It's something I later on fixed with the camera by routering out the shell or the case that it holds it. The pole itself is 8 feet long. It's a 1-inch square aluminum tube, and it's tilted back about 15 degrees. This gives you that nice panoramic shot when you're shooting on the wide feature in the GoPro. You know, with the understanding that bigger is always better when it comes to outboards, what I have here is a 90 horsepower Yamaha 4-stroke. I bought it at the same time I bought this boat about 3-4 years ago now, and it's plenty for what I do. I guess I can, I haven't really gone as fast as I can go yet, but I guess I have no problem getting up to 25 knots or whatever that is, 25 miles per hour. But it's fast enough, and again, I usually am not launching and going all that tremendously far, so everything's worked out fairly well. For my trolling motor here, it is a Minn Kota Altera 110-pound 36-volt DC system. I'm using 3 Group 31 AGM glass mat batteries from Duracell, which you can purchase through Sam's Club for around $180 each or less. I prefer to use the little key fob remote system, the little handheld system, which I keep on a D-ring on my right hip. I was mentioning about the diversity in species on this trip. It was, oh, by the way, check out my spelling here. That's awesome. Common carp, mirror carp, pearlback, sheephead, long-nosed gar, gizzard shad, red horse sucker, goldfish, catfish. I feel like, again, I'm probably forgetting something, but it's sort of like a Michigan Grand Slam. On that night, I think the only thing I missed or didn't actually go after, or didn't shoot, was a bullhead. That's one of the things I love about shooting Saginaw Bay. You can. There's just so many different types of fish that you can go after, and it's rare that it happens that you get shots, opportunities on all these different ones at the same time. Usually different species, different times of the year are going to be more pronounced than others, and some just plain disappear. You know, one of those things that comfort. I'm using these 3-foot by 3-foot rubber mats from Menards, and they're anti-fatigue / anti-stress mats. They're sort of like a honeycomb design. It makes, standing for hours much easier on the knees and on my back, and perhaps it even makes it a little quieter when you shift around with less vibration getting to the fish. I have this boat balanced out pretty well, and this is a good explanation of why. I'm here in about 8 inches of water, and the boat is balanced out well, and I'm able to still move around with a 23-foot boat that's, 8 feet wide. I shot 3 different species of fish without even moving the boat. There was a common carp, a goldfish, and a dogfish, and all shot with, basically consecutively back to back. One thing I've noticed this year in 2021 is these prolonged cold fronts that we've had have been apparently having the fish hold on to their eggs longer. I am seeing more carp than ever before that are just look like footballs. These things are just packed full of eggs. They start looking like pineapple carp where their scales stick out from the sides. And so I'm seeing carp like that. I'm seeing goldfish like that. There's lots of fish that are very heavy with eggs. Transitioning in shallow water with the trolling motor is really nice because I can use the tiller features with this, adjusting it up and down with the key fob, and to really get it just right. So no matter sort of how many people are in the boat, how much fish you have in the boat, I can always adjust it so that that prop is just far enough into the water that will allow the boat to take a good direction or heading without getting it further into these this thick muddy bottom or mossy bottom. Dogfish have been pretty heavy this year. Lots of your standard 2 to 3 pound dogfish have been all over. I have shot a couple of them that were over 6, and I think one at 7 pounds. A friend of mine in Algonac area has been shooting some dogfish this year that have been above 10 pounds, which is just monstrous for a Michigan dogfish. Coming up in other videos, I'm going to probably show like a little tiny pop-up screen of just doing a tie-on to the back of the arrow. Basically, you're tying like a half hitch, leaving yourself a loop. I make my loops large enough that I can do a figure 8 after going through the hole in the arrow over the knock. So basically, you take the loop, you fold it in half or to a point, you push it through the hole, then pull the knot through the hole. Take that loop, do a figure 8 over the top of the knock, and then pull the line tight again. I find doing a figure 8 gives you a little extra holding power. If you do just a single, it may slip off when shooting through some fish. I've been using primarily my G-Rex set at 30 pounds and 27 inches with a Mega Mouth and 250 pound line, AMS quick turn tip arrow. There's a number of braided lines out there. Finding something with a thin diameter that has a good abrasion and is not too heavy is the key. I would like to mention too is that, like, say for any reel, you start getting heavier and heavier pound test. The reels aren't designed to lift car engines, and we sometimes expect them to do more than what they could be reasonably, asked to do. Using a 250 pound line on this is extremely difficult on the reel if you just put all that weight onto those gears. I strongly recommend, if you're going to use a line like that, you must use your line puller and use it amply. Wrap it around 6-7 times before you even get on it. My hope is that everybody enjoys their time out in the water and becomes better each and every time they get out. Learning a little bit, sharing your life experiences helps all of us have a better time out on the water.